As you know, this is styled by strangers, and I would love to be styled by a stranger. And so, in order to do this, in honor of Blue Nude, I would like to be a nude myself, if you wouldn't mind.
Please enlighten the studio.
Yeah. When I first learned about Blue Nude, I saw the line wearable art, and I really like that because it's another way you can talk about clothes, that it is an art piece that you're wearing, and then you become part of that art piece. And I wanted to talk to you a bit today about the artist's process and like how you integrate art into your own designs and into your own business.
Well, starting with wearable art, I think like most clothes are wearable art, and people need to appreciate how much artistry and technical knowledge and skill goes into making even like a basic t-shirt.
Yeah.
And anything that's like draped on your body can be wearable art, and we need to build that relationship back with our clothes, not think of them as these like things that just like poof appear and are disposable.
Yeah.
So in terms of my creative process, do you want me to start like straight from the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, here we go. I don't have an academic background in design, so when I started, I really just kind of winged it, to be honest. I like to travel to places, and when I get that like spidey sense of like, ooh, this is inspiring me, I kind of like to distill these places into core elements of like, how do these places make life feel special in their own way? And then I synthesize that starting with an auditory mood board, because it's the easiest way for me to communicate with myself. I see colors and landscapes and music, and it's like, when I'm in that place, I can like capture that feeling in music, and then when I listen back, when I play it back later, it like all comes back to me.
Yeah, I love that.
And I go through my images and like pick out colors and shapes and things that I'm like, oh, that's different, that's really unique. The artist then comes on board through various methods, and then I share the theme with them. It's kind of different every collection. A lot of them are my friends, pre-existing friends, and then I think, this theme in this area really relates to their art, or I might have seen an artist in an exhibition, and then they're kind of on my mind, and then I'm like, ooh, this collection would really work with their art. Yeah, and then we have about like depending on the timeline, like usually like a 3-month experimental process, and we spend a lot of time together because I really like to understand each artist and their methods and their way of viewing art and life are so wildly different, and we always learn a lot from each other, so it's like the time that we get in the studio together is like sacred time together, really special.
I think it's so interesting that you work with so many different artists, and then each one brings a different medium, but then the output is clothing, right? And so there has to be some kind of distillation process to go from the raw art form to turning into something that people can wear.
Yeah,
and I think that's...
and you want them to feel like their artistic art identity is represented in the clothing as well as mine.
Exactly.
Like, I never want it to be dominant from my end.
Yeah.
I want us all to feel really proud at the end.
Yeah, definitely. Because when I think of collaborations, it's always like, oh, a Keith Haring collaboration, and then they print it on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And it always just becomes printed on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, like, but what you're doing here is really interesting, because you are really respecting, and you're really kind of paying homage?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're paying homage?
I've always wondered if it's homage or
it's
homage.
a French word, right?
People say both, but I would say homage personally.
I will then personally say you're paying homage to the artist and their art form, which is...
Glad you think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really cool.
Artists now, they work across so many mediums, so we discuss what medium they find to be the most interesting that they want to interact with. So.
Do you have a medium that you really like working with?
Each has its struggles. There's like pros and cons of each, so I like alternating through them, because then I get less annoyed.
Yeah, you're like, the challenges, I can deal with it for this amount of time, and then don't talk to me for like the next 6 months.
Yeah,
I'll come back to you.
Yeah, I like the variety, but I think, trying a new technique for the first time is always really rewarding. So I'm doing hand-painted t-shirts with an artist named Lawrence Watchorn.
Okay.
And I've got this really amazing technique that if you mix acrylic paint with textile medium and you heat set it, you can make hand painted pieces of clothing that are washable.
So this is really painted on the shirt.
Yes.
It's not a print.
No, this was done with fabric markers actually, and this is all paint. This is paint. We actually painted this one when we were experimenting. We realized if we painted it inside out, it looked way cooler bleeding through to the front. So it's painted on the inside, and then we waited 24 hours, and then he added these lines on top.
I love the bleed, the way the colors
Yeah.
the gradients.
Yeah, he really likes kind of like almost accidents in his artworks and
love that.
space and
I love the piping.
thanks. Yeah, I just love to sneak in color wherever I can on pieces and
Is this blue?
for the first time ever he wanted me to have like my own little brand signature, so he wrote blue
your
on
brand
them.
signature for Blue Nude?
That's like his interpretation of it.
I love it because it like reads both ways.
Oh my god, it does.
Right?
Yeah, I never thought about that.
I went to art school,
Yeah,
did.
cool.
music school.
Well, I'm just gonna pitch that to everybody.
Please
now.
do. It's yours to have. The first one's free. Also, in true East London fashion, this t-shirt length just looks like it's gonna sit perfectly on someone's hips with their low-rise baggy jeans.
Yes, exactly. Just a little sexy sliver of empty.
Yeah. I don't have that sexy sliver, but you
I'm
know.
sure you do.
Everyone in East London does.
You can get it.
Something's
If you
going on
pay
here.
enough. So there could be hand painting on garments, or I can photograph their canvases in really high resolution, and then I extract elements from their artworks digitally, and then we can digitally print that, or
cool.
could do like knitted embroidery interpretation, done sculpture as well, wearable sculpture.
Wearable sculpture.
Yeah.
How does that work?
The wearable sculpture was with an artist, Leah Rose Cara, and I was doing a collection inspired by the James Webb Space Telescope, and I really wanted to make a bustier with a removable kind of like dangly sculpture on the front, like a necklace almost. But it's like I want to make things from scratch, right? I don't just want to like go to the store and buy some beads. So a friend recommended Leah to me, and then I got in touch, and then she's like this like alchemist, like this wizard, and,
Oh, wow.
and she has like a huge textbook of natural dyeing processes from flowers that she's like researched over years and years. So she came up with this process to make these space jewels, as we called them. So it's sculpture foam wrapped in wool that's been dyed with flowers and then cured by hand with resin, just like spun for hours.
Oh my god.
Took her,
Wow.
bless her, took her a really long time to make it. And then we strung them all up by hand here in the studio. And then that was the Zia Bustier.
That's so
sculpture
cool.
piece. I am kind of like a not so closeted sci-fi nerd. When I saw the James Webb Space Telescope images, I felt so grateful to be alive and see this advancement in like the course of human existence. I was like, must make clothes. So my fashion background is in buying, merchandising, and global planning. So I was always more familiar on the business side of things, and now that I work like with the seamstresses and the studios, and I see how much work goes into making garments, even simple things, it's like it's reinforced my beliefs on how important sustainability is and not throwing our clothes away, and how special each piece is, because it's a lot of work, and also these people that work in the garment industry in developing nations that are underpaid and are basically like in poverty situations. They have a lot of skills, and this like it's really even more unfair now that I see how talented these people are, and they work so quickly, and I could never do what they do, and that's just like it's injustice completely.
My flatmate started sewing her own top, and it took her literally like 6 months to do it. And I was like, you'd be fired as she is. Like, you would not make it in this industry. I was like, but that's a dark joke, right? Because it is the conditions under which people are made to work in these factories, and then they actually have such high levels of skill because they're able to churn out so many different patterns and things so quickly with such little error, even though you know the clothes are not made in a long term like a sustainable
but it's actually like down, like people are like, oh, made in blank country, like what a piece of crap, but like the people are skilled, but the quality issues that I see are either like the fit, it's like very specific because it's so trendy, or the yarns they use are like the cheapest, thinnest yarns that just disintegrate. The fabric is so thin and crap. It's not the people, it's the choice of the materials that makes these things just absolute pieces of trash.
I think that's such a good point. People always just assume like, oh, it's made here, it must be bad, or it's made here, this must be good. Like, you know, you see certain logos and then you're like, oh, it's made in this country, so it's really good. But you're completely right. The craftsmanship isn't the issue. It's the supply chain. And the need to produce so much, which is where like sustainability comes in. It's not just about the environment. It's about everything surrounding the supply chain and the way clothes are made. We see sustainability through such a narrow lens where we think it's just like buying less or thrifting or like, you know, that kind of cycle. But there's so many ways, and like obviously speaking to people like you, speaking to people like other guests we've had on the show, they just are opening my mind personally to all the different ways we can be sustainable.
But I also feel like at least from a clothing perspective, and this is one way that my attitude has changed a lot since I started Blue Nude, is it's not your responsibility, it's mine, and it's everybody in the industry's responsibility. Like, I'm sure you have so many things to worry about and that are on your plate and choices to make, and also, you know, you want to have time to have a good time in life too, right? So like, why do you have to do all of this heavy lifting to try to buy something that's not made with child labor? Like, that's not your responsibility. It's the government and it's the fashion industries. So like 100%. My whole thing is like, I like that I make nice fashion, and then it's like, oh, surprise, it's ethically made.
Ethically made. You know? Like the bar is so low. Oh, it's like, surprise, a child didn't make this. Wow, good job. I'm like, what?
We're matching.
We're twins. Is it true what they say about turtlenecks?
What do they say?
I don't know.
Well, I love a turtleneck because I find the woman's neck is like the most elegant part of their body, and I love highlighting this, and like I feel the most elegant and feminine when I use like these like graceful elements. That's like, for me, that's like perfection of womanhood and sensuality.
This is so beautiful. Like,
thanks.
Yeah, I feel very womanly and sensual.
The colors are perfect on you.
Yeah, I just love all the different textures, and
I like so it's beautiful. Like kind of looks a bit sheer here, like this this nude part of the canvas. This James really nailed it with this one. So this is from James Watkins, again, the painter based in New Zealand. I was filming him painting in his studio in Mexico City, and then he was like, well, why don't you come paint with me? I was like, me? No, I couldn't. He's like, yeah, just like come paint on my canvas. I was like, oh my god. And then like it was like the total opposite of my kind of like compulsive obsessive nature. And then but when I did it, I was like trying to hide that I was like kind of having a panic attack when I was doing it. But then we did it and we finished it, and I felt so amazing, and I was like, I just had this feeling like this would be really good for me. There's no plan. There's nothing I'm really working towards. It's just fun and creativity. So would you like to paint with me?
Oh my god. Like now?
Yeah, today, now, here.
I would love to.
Okay. So I was thinking that this new thing that I'm trying with paint is that I'm just listening to music and painting the kind of sensory reactions that I'm having to music. So I thought that we could just listen to one long song, and then just paint what we are hearing, and then back to back. And we're not going to be influenced by each other. Okay. And then at the end, we'll reveal our own interpretations of the song.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
It's rolling. So the song we're going to paint to is Rhapsody in Blue from George Gershwin.
Love it.
And I think it's 13 minutes long, so we'll just paint as it goes along, and then we'll expose to each other at the end.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
You want me to count you in?
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Reveal.
Oh
Wow!
my gosh!
I should not
So
be designing
different.
clothing.
Oh no!
Oh,
No.
yours is beautiful.
Cool. Yours is so graphic and like expressive. You were really going. You're like. That looks very free to me. Like you.
Yeah, I
were...
felt very free. I love yours. The colors are
Thank you.
so beautiful as well, and like these like lines here.
So what were you thinking about, or like, when you were like, what kind of visions or like reactions were you having?
I think I kept feeling like, obviously there's like a very strong like a city, like you're hearing all these different elements, and I was just like, it felt like there were a lot of different textures musically, and so every section I would kind of start a new motif. Like the first one was just long wavy lines, then as the like little bits came in there, I was just like, okay, here's like these little scaly textures, and then like dots, and then triangles, and they just kind of like layered on top of
Yeah,
each other.
seems like you were reacting a lot to the rhythm of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the staccatos and everything.
Yeah, definitely. And all
Cool.
the different like instruments that were like featured, it just felt, yeah.
It's like the beautiful chaos of a city.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like a bit of grit, and like everything's like kind of on top of each other.
Cool. Fun.
Yes, please tell me about yours.
Okay. Well, I think the song is very like the structure of the song is very graphic, but then there's also a big element of romance on it. So I think I was
Ooh.
gravitating towards like graphic shapes, but then in romantic colors, basically. And
Love it.
that's all I can really say about it.
I know, I really love it. Like, I just like the lines that I can see, but it all just feels very soft. But even though there's like clear, I don't have the vocabulary to describe, but yeah, I feel like there's like depth to this painting. I
Thanks.
just feel like I'm like looking into something else, which is quite nice. Like here,
Cool.
it just feels more like and then there's this like wash in the back. That's very nice. And then what is this? It's like a figure of light.
There was a part where there was a lot of chaos happening, like with piano,
Mm-hmm.
and I am very like, I sometimes struggle to like do the wild movements like that, right?
Mhm.
So I was like, fucking, we're just gonna do this.
Yeah.
So I did, and then I was just visualizing this like black sculpture at the very end, and then I kind of started to
Yeah.
work on it, and then I ran out of time. So yeah.
No, I love it. That was
It
so
was
fun.
fun.
This is so cool. So this is like the process for you when now you're trying to experiment with this, right? Of like listening to music and then painting.
Yeah, just see where it takes me. I mean, not really like thinking about where it's gonna go, but I also
Yeah.
think like the more I've been painting also helps me connect with the artists and then speak their language and not be so passive when I'm with them.
Yeah.
which
I
is
feel like I've
beautiful.
learned as well a bit more about like your process, and this has been really fun for me.
Good, me too.
This is like when you and your new best friend at kindergarten.
yeah, finger paint class.
Yeah, you're like, and the kids always just like,
Yeah.
you did a great job. Thanks, Mom.
Gold star.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Wow.
This is great. This is my gift to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
my darling. Thank you. It's a very good memory. This
That's how
represents
people are gonna remember me.
my time with
Okay.
Style by Strangers.
Yay.
Okay, we can cut.